Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 18 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. This is the MXGP of Turkiye, and we're back in Afyon. And coming up on today's studio show, we have three more guests. We've got Thibault Benistant coming in from MX2, Monster Energy Yamaha factory team. We've got Brian Bogers from Fantic Factory Racing, and we've also got Shaun Simpson, team owner, team manager from Gabriel SS24 KTM. But before we go anywhere, Lisa, here we are, back in Afyon, and you know what? We've got a really mad end to the season now, haven't we? 3 races in 4 weeks, including the Motocross of Nations, and 3 of those are, of course, MXGP.
But we're used to that, though, aren't we? We're used to that kind of intensity. If we don't have back-to-back, it's strange. It's a strange feeling.
And we've had a few back-to-backs, what, three in a row or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, I lose count.
But we're on the home stretch now, aren't we?
Absolutely, we are. Anyway, let's... Which camera? Anyway, let's meet our first guest then, shall we? Thibault Benistant, Monster Energy Factory Yamaha MX2. And, of course, he was missing from round 7 of the championship, but he made a return a week ago in Sweden, but in Switzerland last week. Thibault, good to see you. Welcome back. As we said, just put your microphone down. Just there. There we go. Missing for 7 Grand Prix. How good was it to be back last week? Racing behind the gate in Switzerland, just in the paddock and being around everybody.
Yeah, of course, actually, just to go in the paddock was already really nice. I mean, I was feeling almost new, like if it was the first one of my life. But
first day of school.
Yeah, but yeah, of course, was nice just to be already in the paddock, but to ride was even better.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's never easy coming back when you've been missing for so many races because of injury or whatever. And you can only do so much practice, training. Racing is always better, isn't it? So were you 100% ready to come back, or was it just a case of, well, I need to be in a race, I need to start somewhere, let's make this weekend where the return is?
No, of course, I'm still not 100%. I mean, I think when you miss so much GPs and rhythm and training on the bike, you can't be ready in less than a month. So actually now I start to have quite some training on, but before Switzerland I was like even less than 10, so for sure that was not possible to be ready, but my goal was to start before the end of the season and just get some flow into the races and yeah, just make ready for next year.
Yeah.
Well, let's go all the way back to Trentino, actually. In Trentino, you got your best race finish. You were second in that first race. You just looked good. You looked like you were enjoying it there.
Yeah, it was okay, actually.
It was still early in the season. It seems a long time ago now.
Yeah, that's quite a long time ago. I was feeling not bad, but I mean, I was still not riding so free as I can ride sometime on the training or something, but I just wanted to release myself slowly during the season because it's, really long, I mean, and didn't got this time, but...
But you did get a podium there. You had back-to-back podiums, Trentino and Portugal, and it just seemed like at that point you were starting to find your flow, getting that momentum. And did you feel that way? Yeah,
of course. I was just starting slowly to feel better and better on the bike and to feel more free. But I was still not feeling the best, but was on the way, let's say.
Yeah.
How was the track there this time around? Because it looked like every year we go, they put more soft dirt on top. Did it feel like that to you as well? And because of the new dirt, it seems to become a little bit more technical, more bumps.
Yeah, actually, I like this track. I mean, this year's was quite... The last 2 years, I think, was quite bumpy, so was nice. I mean, you don't really have to push, you have to play a bit more, so you can try to make some difference and stuff, so was nice. Yeah.
Well, looking at Galicia here, you won the Ram qualifying race here, which is still your only race win of the season. Obviously, you have been missing for a long time. And this was a week before your crash at your French Grand Prix. And again, it seemed like the Thibault that you talk about being more free, you seem to have this when we're in Spain that weekend. Would you agree with that? You seemed a little bit more relaxed and more confident, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I was just just releasing myself more and more and playing with the track, with the bike, and I was enjoying more and more the riding. So I think when you enjoy a lot, it can be just faster and faster.
Yeah, and it's always important to get a good result before your home Grand Prix This was 1 week before. And obviously, you don't need any extra motivation to arrive at your home Grand Prix because the fans are there, they're everywhere, you hear them. It's almost like football, like one extra man, you know. How difficult was that weekend for you? Because you crashed in the time practice session. And did you stay at the track? Were you watching or did you go home? What was the thing? Because, of course, you wanted to race there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't wait that GP. I mean, that's really the GP where I really like and enjoy riding. Okay, we are really busy all weekend and you can't go out so much of the team truck, but I mean the public and just the mood is like so nice there, so yeah, just enjoy much riding there. But okay, it ended up more quickly that was the plan, but yeah.
No, it's a shame.
Well, it didn't go to plan, obviously, but you are back now. But when you were injured, Thibault, we asked Roman and Maxime this, in fact. Do you watch the races on TV, or do you prefer just to focus on something else?
Now you say this, I'm quite curious about the answer of the guys.
Roman, you know, is not going to watch.
Okay, I'm honest. No, I didn't watch everything. I watched a few laps. I think I watched the first race. But yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to be in the sofa and to don't watch when you have to fight for the podium, let's say. It's hard to be in the sofa. So I was trying to don't watch it. Yeah,
it's a difficult one. Well, we have 3 GPs left. Do you feel perhaps, Thibault, you have the speed and maybe the fitness? Can you get a GP overall before the end of the season? Is that possible or not?
Yeah, like I just said, I just start slowly to feel better and better, so I think I can reach my 100% before the end of the season. The heat is not going to help because I'm not 100% fit yet, and it's going to be really hot this weekend and next one.
And also, you're no longer living in the south of France. You're living way up north near Iceland, in the top corner of the Netherlands.
Yeah, for sure, that doesn't help as well, but I think that I can fight for it, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And obviously, a track here this weekend in Turkey. Is it one that you like? And did you go before in China? I don't think you went in China before.
No, I never went to China. And yeah, here the track is not my favorite one, but I mean, it's okay. I like.
Yeah. Okay, so the goal for this weekend? Just be as strong as possible?
Yeah, exactly. Just will try to be relaxed and to ride like I can do usually.
All right. Well, look, Thibault Benistant, thanks for joining us. And enjoy the last 3 races of the season and come back swinging and stronger, better prepared for 2025.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Thibault.
All right. Our next guest is getting ready to join us, Brian Bogers, of course. Before we catch up with him, here's a video from Behind the Gate, episode 15, Viking Spirit. And, of course, that was a fantastic weekend for Isaac Gifting, wasn't it? Here's a little snippet of that and talking to him from our Behind the Gate. See you in a sec. Fans are in the house. They're here to support their main rider, their hero, the 517 Isaac Gifting. The JK Racing Yamaha rider was fantastic in the round qualifying race yesterday. The atmosphere continues to build here in Uddevalla, Sweden, ahead of round 15, MXGP Race 1. Lisa Leyland was down on the grid a few moments ago. She caught up with Isaac Gifting.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I actually can't take you seriously when, with the helmet, with the cape. Are you going to wear that out on track, or are you going to lose the attire before then?
It will be on track. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'll put I'll put one rider on this one and one on the other.
Best of luck for your home GP. Thank you. That's Isaac Gifting there. Never a dull moment with him on the grid. It's time for MXGP Race 1.
Look at the fans and the love here for the Swedish guys. Not just Isaac Gifting, but everybody else here wearing the blue and yellow. All eyes focused on the first 10 or 11 gates on this left-hand side. Jeremy Seewer, he will sweep in, but Hurlings tucks neatly to the inside. It was Seewer or Febvre that was there first, but it's Gifting! Gifting leads at home! Wow, what a treat!
Yeah, first I just wanted to lead that one full lap. Either if it was Prado or Jeffrey behind me, I didn't care. I just wanted to lead that first lap, and then I calmed down.
Listen to that! Go on, Isaac! You can't buy that. Leading at home. Look at the support from the fans. Is Isaac Gifting pulling away? Wow.
I actually got a little bit of a gap for a while there before I got past, so
Isaac Gifting continues to lead. Seawood there in second, then for third.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our second guest joins us now, Brian Bogers, the BB Gun 189 from Fantic Factory Racing MXGP. And great to see you, Brian, because at the end of last year it looked like plans were going to go in a different direction. Then you were left without a ride, and obviously your winter was very, very strange. Tell us about it, just briefly, because you're back in the paddock. Completely unexpected.
Yeah,
at the start of the year.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very grateful, you know, to be back in the paddock and still racing, and even also for next year, you know, it's a done deal. So I'm really happy with this. I showed some good races, you know. Actually, yeah, maybe a little bit unexpected because what you said, I didn't have a great winter. I was most of the time back home on the couch or working, you know, just a little bit physical training and on the bike, but yeah, not that much.
And when you have nothing concrete, it's difficult to have a focus to where the end goal is, you know, especially when you're working 5 days a week as you were. But the opportunity to return to MXGP came round 3 in Sardinia, which, as I said, you know, a big surprise for you, a big surprise for the paddock. And I bet you really couldn't believe it was happening, could you? Because you've gone from, all right, the season started, that's it, we have to maybe wait until something comes up. And, yeah, so very strange, but like you say, I think you're taking this opportunity with both hands.
Yeah, exactly. And that's also what I said back then. And, you know, yeah, Sardinia was the first one for me. In the sense that of course it's good for me, but yeah, you want to go there like 100% fit, you know. And for sure I wasn't 100% fit. Of course I did the training for the beach race, but after the beach race I didn't do anything for a month, let's say. And just before that race I was 7 times on the Fantic bike, so yeah, we had no expectations, but I think for that first race it was already pretty good, and from there it went only better and better. Yeah.
Well, I was actually going to say, how was the fitness in those first couple of GPs, Trentino, Sardinia? Because it's the intensity, isn't it, that you have to really kind of adapt to.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I prepared myself for everything before the weekend. But what you said, the first lap, especially like in the qualifying race, we did the start, and then the first couple of corners, you know, was so intense, and I was like, I forgot about this, you know. And then,
what am I doing? Take me back. Take me back to the sofa.
And then, you know, the heart rate was directly to the sky, and you know, I was like, okay, let's breathe, because it's still long, you know. So for Sunday this was better. I was prepared for this.
Well, you have had some solid rides since your return. One of those was 3rd in the Ram qualifying race in Majora. We've got a clip here. What were your emotions like during this race and also after it?
Yeah, actually on Saturday it was muddy. I finished 3rd behind Jeffrey, and I do feel good in the mud, to be honest. But yeah, still to finish 3rd, and on Sunday the track was good, you know. It was a dry one, and I finished
5 overall, something.
Yeah, fifth overall. So you know, also on the dry conditions it was good, and it's not like one of my favorite tracks. I like the track, but it's a difficult one for me. So no, I didn't expect this, but yeah, there you can see how big the motivation is.
Yeah. Well, obviously, not long after this, we went to Indonesia, I think 2 weeks later, and unfortunately you picked up a slight shoulder injury in the Ram qualifying race there, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. When you had that setback, and at the time we didn't know how bad it was going to be. Fortunately, when you got back to the Netherlands, we heard actually you're going to be back in Czech Republic. But was there a small period where you think, man, all this hard work has now come to nothing, and I'm going to have to start again? Or were you a little bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled about it, thinking, okay, we come back when we come back?
Well, yeah, I was quite relaxed about it, but of course, I think I was looking good for Indonesia as well, because The practices went good. I was actually in third.
Yeah, you had a fantastic start. When
Yeah,
you
yeah, exactly. So, you know, and I felt really good and I was motivated, and then this happens. Yeah, it's a little bit a shame, but yeah, I was relaxed after. Also, it didn't felt like it was a bad one or something. You know, I was quite convinced that it's just a little bit check and yeah, a bit of rest and then come back. And then yeah, also the rest was not so bad for me, because I think if you ask all those riders from this season, it's quite a tough season with every time the 3 races in a row, you know, so it's actually not a good time for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, because you know you want to improve the fitness during the week, and actually I'm now like recovering during the week. So yeah, it's difficult to make another step, but I think for now we are doing pretty good.
Yeah. Were you close to 100% when you came back in Lockett? Or were you just riding a little nervous thinking,
Yeah, of course, I was thinking about it, and maybe I was not 100%, but still it went better and better. So I already did practices before. That was still a little bit painful actually, and that was the first time when I rode a bike without pain. So that was good. And also, yeah, during the weekend went better and better. So, but yeah, it's a little bit shame, you know, that you had to the setback, let's say.
Well, another good RAM qualifying race from you came in Sweden. How good was it to be leading and also fighting with the championship leader, Tim Geiser?
Yeah, not easy, let's say.
You can hear him there, left and right.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was amazing to lead a race again, but it's tough. You know, if you have those riders behind you, yeah, they are not like nothing. You know, it's yeah, what you say. They are fighting for the championship. I'm not, but. Yeah, it was good. It was good, and felt really good to lead some laps. Yeah.
Well, you're currently 10th in the championship standings. If I had asked you, or if I told you at the start of the season that you would lead a RAM qualifying race, you'd finish 4th overall in Portugal, and you'd be 10th in the standings, would you have believed me? Would you be happy with that?
I would be very happy, actually. Yeah, of course.
From no ride to all of that.
yeah, exactly. So you know, that's also what I said before. I'm so grateful for this, and to still be able to do what I love the most. You know.
Yeah.
And that's also how I keep going on this moment, because the motivation is so high.
Mm-hmm. Even after all these years, you're still motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the way that I think Brian looks at it more from a philosophical point of view, you know, like you've kind of been up and down, you know, you came from MX250 into MX2, you had a factory ride, and then you had like, you know, a couple of years injured, and then you came back and you've been building. Then you have another setback, and then you're on a factory team again. And it's like I say, I think every opportunity that comes your way now, I think you're more appreciative of this because you know that, yeah, it's not every day you get this second opportunity or third opportunity, you know. And yeah, I say enjoy it, embrace it, and see where it leads. But leading that RAM qualifying race in Sweden, how did that kind of improve your confidence as well? Because you can make a good start and be 3 or 4 or 5, but leading and having 2, 3 laps, 4 laps of clear track, you know, because we saw it with Isaac also in race 1 there, you know, he's like, man, you know, like first lap nervous, second lap, okay, third lap maybe pull a gap a little, and then you kind of get used to being there a little bit.
Yeah, and I also remember like 2 years ago, I sat here, and then it was also going better and better. And when you are up front, you need to believe.
Yes.
You know, and that's the most important thing. And when you don't believe, you cannot keep on. Yeah. But it's just, you know, one click and it's there, you know. And that's also what happened 2 years ago with me, because it went better, and I started leading the race in Lommel, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah. And then you won a GP in Lommel.
Exactly, you know. So it's just what I try to tell is like, it's just one click. If you be there a few times and you start believing, it's there.
The rest is easy.
And I believe it's still there. So.
Nice.
Perfect. We'll keep on believing.
Exactly.
And Brian, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch up with you the rest of the season at some point, but enjoy the rest of the season. You've deserved it, and yeah, enjoy it.
Thank you, guys.
No problem. Well, our final guest gets ready to join us now, Shaun Simpson. Before we catch up with him, here's another little brief snippet of Viking Spirit from behind the gate. This one, though, is following Jorge Prado in race 2, taking control of the Swedish Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Enjoy.
Prado gained massive ground at the MXGP of Sweden. He entered that weekend knowing exactly what he needed to do, and he got the job done. He won every single race. He was looking good and on track. He was feeling comfortable. He was feeling confident, and he said it in his post-race interviews. His job was to salvage those points, and he did just that. Although Tim Geiser had a solid weekend, he was on the podium, he was second overall. When I spoke to him at the end of the race, he just seemed pretty deflated, and he was disappointed.
Jeffrey now 48 points behind Tim Geiser. Has he left himself too much work to do going forward? But Jorge Prado has got the gap down to less than 20 points. So with 5 rounds to go, are we looking at a 2-horse race? I don't want to say that we are, but it's down to how Jeffrey can respond going forward. But he is running out of races, he is running out of time, and he does need a little bit of help from somewhere else now just to, you know, bring that points gap back in his favour. And Jorge Prado rounds out the final turn. He does the double here in Sweden. He closes the gap at the top of the championship to Tim Geiser once more as he wins for the first time in Sweden. Third overall, Red Bull KTM Fracture Racing, Jeffrey Herlings with a 5th and a 2nd. Tough day at the office for the Bullet, but he'll keep on fighting until the relatively round lady sings. Second overall, Tim Geiser, Team HRC. Second and third, 2 solid races for him. But Jorge Prado was even more solid. 2 wins today, 50 points, maximum points for the Red Bull Gas rider. But Tim Geiser continues to lead the championship as we leave here in Sweden and head to the Netherlands in Arnhem round 16. 1 week from now, but his lead has been cut from 24 points to 17. He's still leading the championship though, and that is a big positive. Hello everybody, welcome back to our final part of our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our final guest joins us now, Shaun Simpson. Of course, he's the team owner and team manager for Gabriel SS24 KTM. Good to see you, Shaun. Good to see you back in the paddock, first of all. And obviously, you set this team up originally while you were still racing, what, 2020, 2021. Obviously, focused then on domestic. Why now? Why the return? What prompted the decision to come back into the MXGP paddock? Because you've got 2 riders there with Kaz and Josh in 2 different classes. What was the decision behind it all?
I think basically everyone always asked me what I was going to do at the end of my career. I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I just always kind of believed that something would fall into place. So during 2021, I got talking with Simon Gabriel from Gabriel Installations, and he said, you know, maybe we could do something together. He sponsored me while I was still riding in my own little team, and Simon had his own team as well, which he was, you know, doing British Championships with, and his dream was to come and race on the highest level in the world, doing the World Championships. So we kind of come to an agreement middle of last year that I would step on board and team manage the whole outfit, and it was something that, you know, naturally just felt quite easy for me to do because I'd been doing it for a couple of years myself anyway, and we just sort of took it step by step up to the point where Simon said for 2024, let's go for an MX2 and an MXGP rider. So quite a steep learning curve for Simon especially, but never really got an MX2 rider nailed down through support from KTM, so we ended up you know, with Cass on board, which was absolutely fantastic. And to be honest, for us, the EMX 250 Championship, something I never really cared about too much myself when I was racing. I always thought, what are these guys up to? You know, let the men race. But these days, it's very important for the manufacturers and teams as well.
Sure. And obviously, it's been a tough season for Josh. It's been fantastic for Kaz, still in the fight for the championship. In many ways, bittersweet, isn't it, overall? How do you kind of deal with that, with the balance of the, you know, what's going on under the tent, dealing with one and then the highs of the other?
I think it's tricky purely because Cass has done so well. Cass has also sort of been a little bit hard on himself at times. You know, expects to win, wants to win. We want him to win. You know, when that just doesn't come off, it's hard. But the results are there. The podiums, the race wins, the overall victories we've had in the British Championship, the EMX 250 Championship. It's been Josh's dream to have a full year of doing MXGP, and we were off to a great start pre-season. Argentina just bit us hard. He ended up fracturing his elbow. Didn't actually know about it for a couple of weeks, and then he dislocated his shoulder further again in Majura. So it is very much the highs and the lows. The good results from Cass obviously keep the team morale up.
Yeah.
But you know, Josh has got himself and myself as mechanic, and you know, we want to try and get him back to full fitness and speed. And just unfortunately, the way the season's turned out for us, he's probably just coming back into you know, his 100% form about now. So you know, and there's only a couple of races to go. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, unfortunately.
With Josh, where was his level, would you say, before the first GP in Argentina? Because like you said, we haven't seen him at his best, and you know, due to his injuries, and that's just frustrating for him. It's frustrating for you as well. But where was he at before the injuries?
I would say Josh showed, you know, a lot of promise with his speed during the testing and training we done down in Spain. We genuinely believed he could get in the top 15 from the get-go, push up top 12, and then by this time in the season be pushing for some top 10s. That was really our realistic goal. Having raced MXGP myself for a number of years, I kind of know how stacked the field is with factory guys and, you know, other teams that are on, let's say, a factory level. So we were just trying to give him the best package. You know, Josh is quite fortunate with his weight and the, you know, his power to weight ratio. He's good out the gate, which I never could do. So we felt like that could be a positive for him. And we have seen him get out the gate well in a few races this year, and that certainly helps. But you know, the overall fitness and mental side of coming back from injuries, as you just chatted with Brian about, is quite tricky to get over.
Sure. We're just running on time here. I'm just going to skip one of those. But having a great season with Cass, as we mentioned, in EMX 250. 7 podiums, 5 race wins, 2 overall wins. Still involved in that 3-way battle for the championship. How big is that a deal for a small team like yours? Because you are a satellite team, very much a privateer team.
I think for us it's very important to show what we can do. You know, we believe in ourselves. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think I could do it 100% to my ability. Yes, I am learning every day about this new role in management and dealing with staff. I only ever really cared about myself when I was racing. Now I'm looking after a few guys. But it's very important for us to show what we can do. And I think, you know, so far we've done a good job, and we'd like to step that up even a bit more. Yeah.
Well, we have 2 rounds left of the MX 250. What advice would you give Cass, either to kind of keep him believing in himself or to help calm his emotions? Because it is a crucial stage now, isn't it, for him?
Yeah, I think these guys at, you know, 17, 18, 19 years old, you know, they've still got a lot of racecraft and experience to learn. But that's where I can step in and just say, look, we are in a position now where we need to have race wins. Let's not think about the championship as a whole. Let's go into this weekend and just do the business this weekend and let the championship take care of itself. He knows he can win. He wants to win. We want the same. Let's just take it race by race, day by day, with the EMX 250 as well. Having 1 race on Saturday, 1 race on Sunday can help us out as well. But he's pretty level-headed for a young kid. He's definitely switched on. You know, sometimes we just maybe need him to be a bit more forceful on track. You know, he's maybe a little bit too nice, like I was during my career. But you know, when a move's there, needs to be done. And you know, we're at the crux of this season, so you know, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fast forward to 2025. What are your plans? Are you able to tell us, will you be back in the paddock with the Europeans, MX2, MXGP? Can you give us the exclusive yet?
There is going to be an announcement this week. We will be in the paddock. We have signed 2 riders already for next year, and I've extended my agreement with KTM Austria. So we will be focusing on EMX 250 next year. And I think that's a good spot for us. I'd just like to say a big thanks to Simon Gabriel as well for putting his faith in me. Not only do I need him, he needs me as well.
Sure.
So we're a good duo, and you know, we're really looking forward to attacking that EMX 250 championship hard next year.
And something you picked up, something you mentioned earlier on before we go, you said, yeah, and Simon says he wants to be at the thing. I could just imagine. Simon says, let's run an EMX 250 and MXGP team. Okay, and everyone, everyone rushes around.
Yeah, Simon's definitely the boss, but he likes to hear my side of things, and sometimes he thinks, do you know what, you're not far wrong there. So we make a good team.
Nice.
Cool. And you know what, I'm going to extend by about 10 seconds here. Kaz, as a person, seems like nothing is a problem for him. When he rode for Maddie, he was riding Italian Championship. He was racing for you, he was riding National Championship. It seems like he just takes everything in his stride. Is that laid back? Is that how he is?
It's exactly how he is. You know, I'd love to have had a bit of his mentality during my career. You know, that I let things stress me too much. But he's very level-headed, very skillful on a motorcycle, and I'm sure he'll go on to do great things within the sport.
Cool. Well, look, Shaun Simpson, thanks for catching up with us, and good to have you back in the paddock again. Great to see you.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the season. I know it's going to be nervy going for that championship, but let's see how it unfolds.
Nail biter.
Yeah. Well, look, we are out of time here, and if you want to join us on MXGP TV a little later on today, then we've got 10 to 3, the first WMX race coming up. Then we're straight into MX 250 race 1 and the RAM qualifying races to round out the day. We'll be back in China next weekend. It's a Sunday and Monday race, so the studio show will be on Sunday with me and Lisa. So thanks for watching this weekend. Enjoy the racing this weekend as well. See you next time. Bye for now.